What car do you buy if you want a small electric SUV with a posh badge? Well, there isn't much choice out there at the moment, but Mercedes reckons it's got the answer because it's just revealed the all-new EQA. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it. The new EQA is based on the GLA, but Mercedes has made a load of changes to make sure you can tell them apart. The most obvious difference is that massive grille. Well, it's not really a grille. Electric cars don't need big grilles like combustion engine cars because they don't have a hot engine that needs cooling down. It's actually just a big piece of shiny plastic with a small air intake underneath, just like on the bigger EQC. Also like the EQC is a full-width daytime running light between the headlights. Mercedes is putting these on all its new EQ electric cars, to help you spot them at night or something. But I can't help thinking it looks a bit like a monobrow. And besides, it's not really that special, is it? I mean, you can get a full-width LED light across the front of the Volkswagen Golf, and that's not even electric. Anyway, it's a bit trickier to tell the EQA from the GLA when you look at it from the side, but the EQA does get some tweaked side skirts and a set of new alloy wheels. These start at 18 inches and go up to 20 inches, and they've all been designed to cut through the air better than the alloys on the GLA. This helps the EQA eke out a few more miles of range, and as we know, every little helps. Mercedes designers have been busy at the back of the car too. You get some new brake lights and another full-width light bar. And because this takes up a lot of space on the boot lid, Mercedes had to move the number plate down. Now it sits on the bumper instead. But what do you think about the new Mercedes EQA? Do you reckon it looks better than a Tesla Model Y? Well, I'll put a pinned comment below this video to allow you to vote on that question. Go do it. The new EQA's interior is basically the same as the GLA's cabin. It has the same simple layout, and you get the same dual-screen infotainment system as standard. But Mercedes has made a few tweaks here and there. For starters, you get 64 colour mood lighting as standard in all EQAs. Now that feature normally comes as part of the premium pack, which is a £3,000 extra in a basic GLA. And this cool illuminated dashboard only comes in the EQA as well. Depending on which version of the car you go for, you can also get rose gold trim on the air vents, and you can get seats with matching trim made from recycled plastic bottles. Like most electric cars, the EQA is a 5-seater, so if you're after a small 7-seat EV, you'll just have to wait for the Tesla Model Y. At first, you'll only be able to get the EQA with one choice of motor and battery. This model is called the EQA 250. It gets a single motor with 190 horsepower and 375 Nm of torque. This lives under the bonnet and drives the front wheels. The EQA 250 will do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 8.9 seconds, which is about the same as a regular GLA 200 with a 163 horsepower petrol engine. But if the new EQA is more powerful, why isn't it any faster? Well, this is because it's much heavier than a normal GLA. This little electric SUV actually weighs more than 2 tons. And all of that is because it has to carry around a heavy battery pack. No wonder it needs more power. But it's not all bad news, because Mercedes is going to make a sportier version of the EQA with 2 electric motors. This will keep the first electric motor under the bonnet, but it will add another one under the boot floor to drive the rear wheels. So the car will be 4-wheel drive. This version will have around 270 horsepower, so it should be a whole lot quicker. Although it'll probably still be slower than the 306 horsepower AMG GLA35, which can do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 5.2 seconds. And you can bet the second motor will eat into boot space, so it's probably not going to be quite as practical as a normal EQA either. One of the most important things about any electric car is the range. And the EQA can do a pretty impressive 265 miles on a charge. And that is according to the latest WLTP tests, which are stricter than the old NEDC tests. The EQA can actually manage a few more miles than the bigger EQC. It has a 66.5 kilowatt battery that's fitted under the floor, so it doesn't take up any boot space. And you'll be able to charge it from 10% to 100% using an 11 kilowatt wall box in just under 6 hours. Alternatively, you can plug it into a 100 kilowatt public fast charger. One of those will recharge it from 10% to 80% in just half an hour. That is much better. And this isn't even the best version of the EQA, because Mercedes is planning to make a long-range version that can do more than 310 miles on a single charge. That's about the same as a Tesla Model Y long range. Now, if you want to see just how far a bunch of electric cars, including a Tesla Model 3, can go in the real world, well, I drove a load of them up north to see how far they go before they conked out. I put a link in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Should be popping out now. If you click on that, you can go watch that video. Alternatively, there is a link below the video. The Mercedes EQA is an electric car, so it doesn't have an engine under the bonnet revving and making all sorts of noise. So it'll be a lot quieter drive than the standard GLA. Although, in some electric cars, not having an engine means you notice wind and tyre noise more, because there's no engine noise to drown those out. So Mercedes has spent a whole lot of time tweaking the shape of the EQA's bodywork and door mirrors and changing its suspension to dial out these noises. And speaking of suspension, the standard car gets regular coil springs and dampers, but you can pay extra for adaptive suspension. This allows you to choose between two settings, comfort or sport. Just don't expect it to feel sporty like an AMG GLA45. This is still a 2-ton electric SUV after all. You can rest easy knowing that the Mercedes EQA comes with a load of clever safety tech. You get all the basic stuff like automatic emergency braking and lane keeping assist as standard, but you also get a system that'll spot pedestrians in the road, and it can warn you if it sees someone on the pavement who looks like they're about to step onto a zebra crossing. It'll also alert you if you're about to open your car door into passing pedestrians or cyclists. On top of that, you can also get Mercedes' latest adaptive cruise control, so the EQA can accelerate, brake and steer for you on motorways, and it can even move over to the side of its lane to leave a gap on motorways to let emergency vehicles past. It's clever stuff. Most of the EQA's infotainment system will be carried over from the GLA. So you'll get two small 7-inch screens as standard, though these feel a little bit small on a posh electric SUV. Thankfully, most versions get a pair of larger 10-inch displays which look way nicer. And you also get a load of new graphics in the EQA, specifically for all its electric driving modes. Mercedes has given the EQA a completely new bit of software designed just for electric cars. It's called the Electric Intelligence System, and it works with the satellite navigation and cruise control to help you do as many miles as possible between charges. It can tell if you're coming up to a hill, a roundabout or a sharp corner using the data from the satellite navigation, and it'll adjust how much regenerative braking to use depending on the road ahead. So if you're coming up to a junction, it'll slow the car down for you, but if you're getting close to a hill, it'll let the car coast along so you don't lose all your momentum. And you can change how much it slows you down by using the paddles behind the steering wheel. And if you turn it all the way up, you can drive using one pedal most of the time, so you don't even have to touch the brakes. This electric intelligence feature also lets you program a route into the satellite navigation using the Mercedes Me app on your phone. And then you can send it to the car when you're ready to go. You can set it to take you past the fastest charging points along the way, and it can make sure you leave a set amount of charge in the battery for when you arrive. Handy if you're going somewhere remote which doesn't have many charging points. You'll be able to put your name down for the new Mercedes EQA in spring 2021. Well, in Germany at least. We'll have to wait a bit longer before it arrives in the UK. In Germany, the EQA will start from €47,500, which works out to just over £42,000. And that's before you take into account the government plug-in car grant, which will give you an extra £3,000 off in the UK. That means you'll be able to pick up a new EQA for less than 40 grand. That's about £25,000 less than a Mercedes EQC. But it's still around 5 grand more than a standard Tesla Model Y will cost when it comes to the UK in 2022. Now, to see how much you can save on the latest electric cars, I'll put a little link top right hand corner of the screen. Should be popping out now. Click on that. You can go to carwow to see how much you can save. Alternatively, there is a link below the video, and if you don't want to do that, just simply Google Help Me Carwow, and my team and I will help you choose the right car for you and get it for a fair price from one of our trusted CarWow dealers.
Hey, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Also, let me know of any other videos you'd like me to do in the comments below. If you click there, you can watch some more videos, and if you click on that box there, you can actually sign up to the CarWow newsletter, where we'll keep you up to date of all the latest news and reviews from the car world in between these video uploads. So just click on that, sign up, it's completely free, and of course you can cancel anytime you want to. Thanks for watching, see you next time.